Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge mini pendant called the Finn, F-I-N-N 185100. Really cool fixture, kind of a Scandinavian arts and crafts look if you want to call it that. Let's get into the size of this because that's where this gets a little tricky. So when we talk about the fixture body, we're talking about from the bottom of the fixture to the top of the slope of those pieces where this pipe starts, and these are your telescoping rods. So the fixture body is 20.5 inches tall, and it's 5.7 inches in diameter, and that's going to be the widest point obviously on the bottom. When we add in these telescoping rods, if you're familiar with Hubbardton Forge, they have a patent on this whole telescoping rod system. You have a smaller rod telescoping into a bigger rod. This is called a clutch. There's a little hex nut right here. It's going to come with a little wrench, so when you get it to where you want it to be, you just tighten this up and it locks it into place so it doesn't go up and down. When you add these two things together, and that's how we actually measure overall height, now we're talking about 3 different adjustable ranges you're going to be able to choose from. And now we talk about overall height being from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture. So the short is going to be 39.8 to 47.4, standard is 46 to 54, long is 55.6 to 63.3. So you'll notice this starts pretty long, 39.8. However, the fixture body is only about 20 inches tall. If you need this shorter than the short, so let's say you have an 8-foot ceiling and you need this to be dramatically shorter than 40 inches, obviously, or it's going to come really close to your counter, or longer than the long, drop me a quick email. Tell me exactly what you're looking for. I can send that over to Hubbardton Forge. We do customs every day. It goes through a little series of people over there, comes back to us, and I can quote it out for you. Adds a little time, adds a little money. Non-returnable, but like I said, we do customs all day long. So on top of all that, literally on top of all that, there's a knuckle right here that allows us to be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. So let's say this is your slope cathedral ceiling. You're all covered for 45, and anything less than that, it's also obviously good for a flat ceiling. It's going to be hanging from this 5-inch diameter right here. It's actually 5.5 inch diameter round canopy. Has a bracket on the back. It's going to be allowing that to go onto your 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys have in your ceiling or should have in your ceiling. A great way to show you how all this works, if you're on the page for this on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on the right hand side of the screen under those pull down menus where it says choose your finish. Scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Those are the installations instructions that are going to be in the box for this fixture. But before you get this, they show you tons of great information. It shows you how this all goes together, shows you how this goes onto your junction box, the socket setup, all kinds of information that it's fun for you guys to check out. So check it out. Let's move on to what's inside of this. It's going to be using a medium base porcelain socket, the same one we all grew up with, and we all know what this is. However, the bulb that's recommended for this is called a par 20. And a par 20 is this sort of bulb. You can kind of see it in all its glory. And what this does is it shoots light down. Because this has this whole hood on it and there's no light going to be coming through it, it doesn't really make sense to use, an A19 like this or an A15. You could use these if you really wanted to, the A19 or the A15, but the really great recommended bulb is called a par 20. Focuses a beam of light down, so it puts this great pull on whatever you guys are doing. If you're putting this over a kitchen island, pool table, who knows. You can do 2 different versions. You choose the bulb that goes in. So you can put in a halogen, which is what this will come in if you want, up to 100 watts. Or you can do what this is. This is an LED. This is an 8-watt LED. It produces 520 lumens. I think I got this on Amazon or maybe at my local hardware store. But only 8 watts, but produces, the equivalent of about a 75-watt light bulb. Easy to get. There's no limit as far as, what you can put into this. So let's say I actually found one of these out in the world with 10 watts or 15 watts. And it could happen, technology is always changing. Your only limit when you do LEDs is the par 20, and that's the size and shape of this bulb itself. So that's the limit for LEDs. After that, sky's the limit. You guys choose what happens next, when you go out looking in the world. This is probably a couple of years old, so there's probably even more powerful ones available in LEDs for this now. However, just a good thing for you to know. So after that, why don't we talk about metal finishes? If you're on our site, HandmadeInVermont.com, over on the left-hand side of your screen in the red tabs, you're going to see this Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. At the top of that screen, you're going to see a video. It's me talking to you about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. Scroll down on this, and there's a chart. It's going to have pictures with the letter A and pictures with the letter B on it, and you'll see a range of variants between those A's and B's. And Hubbard, that's really talking about heavy forging, talked about in the video up above. Watch the video, come back down to that. Usually forging is like the bending of the metal, but on some specific fixtures, the flat pieces can also, if they want to, they kind of have to spritz them with water to get them to form that kind of modeling on the side. You can possibly, and this is a possible thing, it's not always there. You might see on those panels that are coming down on a slant, you might see a little bit of that modeling on there. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are looking at those pictures back and forth using that video. When you're done with all that, go back to that chart and you can click on any of those pictures and see a bigger picture will pop up with samples of whatever you guys just clicked in. So lots of dark smoke, lots of burnished steel, and so on and so on. If you're doing the opaque finishes, everything always looks the same because, you know, it's just, that's the whole idea of opaque. So, but talked about in the video, so watch the video, and when you're done, go back down to that. We have this on display on the first floor of our showroom. We have over 350 Hubbardton forged fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a what's on display page on our website, so you can kind of see everything that's here before you guys make the trek. Also, we have a clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. You have to come here to see it. Measure your ceiling before you guys come. So my first question is going to be, how tall is your ceiling? And I want to know. Don't guess. No guessing. Best friend. So I think that kind of covers pretty much all of that. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can call us at 802-446-2400. Email us at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. 7 days a week. We actually answer you on Sundays too. When you order your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees, and no other dealer does that at all. Some big items, like generally big things on pallets, don't come back. We're always going to tell you that ahead of time. And we offer a rush program. So Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. No dealer stocks anything, regardless of what they tell you. We can cut that time in half. It's very inexpensive, and it's per line item. So if you have 3 of these fins and they're all the same, exactly the same, that's 1 line item, and it's very cheap. So just contact me about that. So I think that covers everything. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And thanks for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.